part one of how to connect with fairies. I've had a lot of requests on, I want to learn how to work with fairies. How do I connect with fairies? This is part one, and Metatron is excited to be part of it. I took notes because there's so much I could talk about. I love working with fairies. I love connecting with Mother Nature. It has completely transformed my life, and it is so easy. I may bounce around a little bit, but the first thing I want to say is it's important to form a connection with your own space, your own yard, your backyard, your front yard, a small place on your porch surrounded by plants. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a lot of property. When I started really working with the fairies, I had a tiny yard in the middle of a big city. Second, I want to say that fairies will match and mirror what it is that you put out, because you'll hear so many people say, oh, fairies are dangerous, you shouldn't work with them, they're mischievous. They are mischievous, but they are not dangerous. In the 8 years that I have worked with fairies, I have not had one negative experience. So figure out why you want to connect with them. Do you just feel this pull? Have you always loved fairies and felt drawn to them? Do you love nature? It doesn't matter the reason, just know what that reason is. Because when you set the intention and you step out in your own space to connect with them, they're going to see that. They're going to know your true intentions. I am a firm believer that fairies are the angels of the earth. They are here to take care of plants, animals, and the land, and they want to work with us. So if you're willing to work with them, they will not only help inspire you and infuse more joy and creativity into your life, but they will help you attract whatever it is that you desire. Fairies are master manifestors. So I'm bouncing back and forth with my notes, so figure out your why. What is your goal here? Do you want to just infuse more joy? Do you want to learn how to communicate with animals and plants? Whatever that might be, just know what it is when you start. My approach is different. You can take what you need from this, or, there's so many books, and I'm going to go over the books that have helped inspire me, and I've taken little bits and pieces of that. So with that being said, take what you need and make it your own. So take a step out into your yard, take your shoes off. If you're in the city and you have cement, just step outside on your step, a tiny patch of grass, take a deep breath, and ask the fairies of your space to come close to you. I want to be friends, let's work together, and leave them an offering. Now, once you do this, you're setting the intention and you're opening up that space. Sometimes this is immediate, you will receive a sign immediately. Sometimes it will take a few days. With my new space, it took me months to have that connection formed, because since the 60s, this house the yard has not been taken care of. They sprayed pesticides, just a lot of abuse to the land, and they knew that. So it took a long time to build that trust. So once you set that intention, you can leave an offering. It can be a small flower, it can be a crystal, it can be a coin, whatever it is that you want. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be, it can be a leaf. It's not a big deal. It's just giving something as an offering. Next, you're going to start receiving signs. You're going to notice more animals in your yard. Fairies love it when you take care of the birds and the squirrels. So put out a bird feeder, make sure they have water, and spend time outside as often as you can. Say hello to the squirrels, and you're going to notice that just by setting this intention and opening this door, you will become so much more sensitive. You will fall in love with spiders. You will save insects. You will have a hard time squishing ants. I have so many stories and experiences from working with the fairies, miracles, and also ways that I have completely gotten rid of ant infestations without pesticides. So after you set this intention, you will start receiving signs. You're going to notice more animals surrounding you, even when you're not at home, bees being around you more often, and also know that every visit from these animals, these insects, every single one of them is a message. So you can write down what you see throughout your day, whatever stands out to you, look up the meaning. I would recommend Animals Speak by Ted Andrews. I do not have that book, but you can also Google it if you need to. You will start to notice changes when you spend time connecting with your yard barefoot. You'll notice weeds popping up. Mother Earth, she's our mother. She takes care of us. When you connect with your yard, pay attention to the weeds and the plants that pop up that are new. Look up their healing properties. This is a prescription from the fairies and Mother Earth. I'm not saying use that if you live in the city, but this is what your body needs 99% of the time. Next, pick up trash as often as you can. Just do good things with good intentions. Once you start doing that, you will form trust between you and the fairies. You're going to notice signs. If you do this consistently for a few days, you're going to immediately start seeing changes. I'll show you the few books that I would recommend to get started. You don't have to do everything that I do. Again, I just took little bits and pieces from everything that I read. But this, I want to say first, I'm a huge fan of Brian Froud. I'm clairvoyant, so I can see fairies and elemental beings in my mind's eye. And Brian Froud, I believe, can see them as well, because everything that he shares and creates is exactly what I see too. So Brian Froud, just looking at images, he has a beautiful fairy, or it's a fairy oracle deck. I would recommend getting that as well. My book, Bridgewalkers, this will help you with understanding how to work with fairies. It covers briefly how to work with them. If you want to understand the pull that you have to fairies and Avalon and Lemuria, A Hypnotist's Journey to Avalon by Sarah Bressman-Kazeme is filled with these hidden activations when you read it that will help you understand why you're drawn to this in the first place. Next, we have Ted Andrews, Enchantment of the Fairy Realm. Ted Andrews is fantastic. I recommend him all the time. Great book. And if you want something super simple, I would recommend Fairies 101 and Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue. Whether she creates books or not, her teachings are amazing. They're simple and they're powerful. In the next video, I will teach you how to ask the fairies for favors.